children. Today I am going to teach you 9th standard English Unit 2, The Fun They Have by Isaac Asimov. Supplementary reader. We heard already learned about the author Isaac Asimov. He was an American writer and professor of biochemistry at Boston University. Okay. Asimov wrote hard science fiction along with Robert. Okay. So now we are going to the story. Here is an imaginary high school class depicted in a French postcard. Here is an imaginary high school class depicted in a French postcard. Okay. Already we know about the characters. Once again, just recall it. Characters. What are the characters? Margie. Margie is an 11 years old girl who hates school. She hates school. And Tommy is a 13 years old boy. And Mrs. Jones, Margie's mother, and a mechanical teacher. He teaches to Margie and Tommy to teach them different subjects. And he works on the television on the screen. Okay, television screen. He works on the television screen. Okay, let's go. The fun they had. The story begins with the two children named Margie and Tommy. It takes place in the world of the future where computers dominate everything. Okay, it takes place in the world of the future where computers dominate everything. Moreover, it also shows how the concept of schools and classrooms has transformed completely. It is the year 2157. What is the year 2157? Now we are living in 2020. But here Margie and Tommy are living in the year of 2157. And Margie is writing in her diary about how Tommy found a book. Okay. This book was Tommy's grandfather when he was a little kid. Margie learns out how they used to print all the stories on paper back then. Okay. Further, they read the book themselves. And find the feelings of turning. Turning pages over rather funny. Further, they read the book themselves and find the feelings of turning pages over rather funny. It was funny because they were not in the habit of reading still words. It was funny. Okay, it was funny because they were not in the habit of reading still words. Only once in motion, the two on a screen. Once in motion, the two on a screen. We learned that in the future there are no books. We learned that in the future there are no books. Now we have a lot of books, isn't it? We have a lot of books in our school bags, but we learn that in the future. There are no books. Only telebooks we have. Okay. They store them in TV sets and computers. Okay. Have you understood? Okay. Further, they read the book themselves and find the feeling of turning pages over rather funny. The feelings of turning pages over rather funny. It was funny because they were not in the habit of reading still words, only once in motion, that two on a screen. We learn that in the future there are no books, only telebooks. They store them in TV sets and computers. After that, it takes on interesting. After that, it takes on interesting turn, but they discuss school. After that, it takes on interesting turn when they discuss school. Margie learns that school were very different back then. Margie learns the schools were very different back then. They had actual person. They had actual persons who are teachers. They had actual persons who are teachers. It is surprising. It is surprising because she was only robot. She was only robot which teacher her. Which teach her. It is surprising because she was only robots which teach her. Moreover, she doesn't like school. Moreover, she doesn't like school because of a lot of reasons. Because of a lot of reasons. The school she studies does not have any classmates. In fact, it does not even have a recess or playground. Okay. So further they read. The story begins with the two children, that is named Margie and Tommy, take place in the world of the future where computers dominate everything. Okay. It is the year 2157 and Margie is writing in her diary about how Tommy found a book. This book was of Tommy's grandfather when he was a little kid. Further, they read the book themselves and find the feelings of turning pages over rather funny. It was funny because they were not in the habit of reading still words. Only once in motion, the two on a screen. We learn that in the future there are no books. We learn that in the future there are no books, only telebooks. Only we have telebooks. They store them in TV sets and computers. They store them in TV sets and computers. After that, it takes an interesting turn when they discuss school. Margie learns that schools were very different back then. Margie learns that schools were very different back then. They had actual persons. They had actual persons who were teachers. They had actual persons who were teachers. It is surprising. Because she has only robot. See the picture, students. She has only robot, which teach her. Moreover, she doesn't like school. Because of a lot of reasons. Moreover, she doesn't like school because of a lot of reasons. The school she studies doesn't have any classmates. The school she studies doesn't have any classmates. In fact, it doesn't even have recess or playground. So, students, have you understood what I have taught? Yes. Okay, students, rest of the story we will see in the next video. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you, students. Thank you, children.